People just don't understand the symptoms of dementia and why people behave the way they do sometimes.
I think people are very uncomfortable with what's different, what they don't understand.
Yes, there is definitely a stigma in town because dementia is something that you can't see.
They think the dementia's a disease that they can catch, like leprosy sort of thing, but it's not.
Once you start to understand something, then that stigma is lost.
Alzheimer's WA has started a whole of town pilot project to look at what do you have to do to build a dementia friendly community in Western Australia.
To me, a dementia-friendly community is one that empowers and embraces people of all different levels of abilities, both physical and cognitive. So the idea is that people who are different don't have to move somewhere else. They have a community that supports them just as it would support any other member who's living with some sort of different ability.
My name is Jane Parkin and I have early onset dementia. I used to be teaching, but there were some issues of and I was asked to resign from teaching, and so basically just staying at home.
You only see one other person a day, basically. That's me and the dog. Before you were interacting with your students, with their parents, because of the way the program you were running. There was a shock, I suppose, in the change of that to now the fact that you are by yourself. Well, Jane's diagnosis has made me worried about what support there is for her and for me as a carer, and how the community is going to support Jane as a person. Yeah, that's my greatest concern, fear at the moment, is how you will be accepted in the community.
My name is Lawrence McGregor and I am living with dementia. I've got frontal lobal dementia. This was diagnosed, I think now, close to 5 years, I think it would be.
We have been through very difficult times in the beginning, really hard times. Might have been probably easier for me to walk away at some stages because it was really difficult and I didn't know what was going on. We did lose friendships. The diagnosis for me came as a relief in the end, because at least we knew what was going on now.
I can go downtown and I've got to be very careful where I step, where I walk, what I do. But for the general public to notice that and know it, they wouldn't have a clue in the world. I'd have to say, as I say, walk around with a sticker across my head, I have dementia, please be careful of me.
A lot of people feel a little bit embarrassed about it. They don't want to talk about it, they don't want people to know about it, and therefore they keep very much within themselves. And again, that's not good for us as an older population. We need to be part of it, we need to be considered
normal people.
Alzheimer's WA approached us to ask if we would be interested in working with them on a pilot to become one of the first dementia-friendly towns in Western Australia. And we jumped at it.
York see this as a positive move forward to become more dementia-friendly, and thought it was a great opportunity to do this and use York as an example for other places.
It makes us add a new layer to our thought process.
At every step there is a bottom line thought process about, are we making this dementia friendly? How can we do things a little bit different?
Really, you don't need to think too much out of the square. Most of it's common sense.
This particular toilet block
We actually had designed and started construction prior to us becoming part of the Dementia Friendly pilot.
What are these? They're different to what the old ones was.
And one of the things we found, whilst they're beautifully modern, they're very hygienic, very easy to clean, what they don't do is when someone with dementia comes in and looks at the actual sink and basin, there's no obvious tap.
Underneath?
We need to improve this signage so that people are watching or looking visually at what they're meant to do.
I guess slowly starting with these consultations, you guys live in York, work in York, you are the York experts. We might be the dementia experts, but you guys are the York experts, so we're wanting to hear from you today.
The things that I would like to see changed or introduced into the town is a public awareness. When people, not just Laurie and I, but other people with dementia can walk through town or go into the shop, and if they have a hiccup or a meltdown or behave oddly or do anything that's strange to everybody else, people can then think, oh, perhaps he's got dementia.
I'm Trish. I'm the Community Liaison Officer here in Manjimup for the Dementia Friendly Community project. My job involves talking to the community, residents, business, about being a dementia friendly community. I'm Trish from Alzheimer's WA. They've got this project and it's called Dementia Friendly Community Project, and it's actually one of the first in Australia.
Country people as a rule are very community focused, they're very in touch with their surroundings but perhaps aren't in touch with the issues facing people with dementia. Obviously we're the first point of call when someone goes missing, so if members of the public are able to identify people with a particular illness, it can help us help the community.
What small changes can we make as a community, as people working in businesses and organisations?
We had Alzheimer's WA come in do some training with the school.
So what's the difference between dementia and Alzheimer's?
Dementia is the condition and Alzheimer's is one of the over 150 different forms of dementia.
And I think it was really helpful because we learnt a lot more and how it actually affects people's lives and who it affects as well. I'm really looking forward to hanging out with the residents at Balladong. It'd be really good for us to get a sense of what it is like.
Jane is at home by herself all the time, and we've got to address that somehow. I do hope that, you know, people will care for Jane, be understanding of the issues that she has. So when she does go either shopping or just, you know, for coffee, for people to be understanding of the fact that it may take longer for her to hand over the money, make a decision, you know, be tolerant of her.
How are you? I'm Debbie. I'm the Activities Assistant here at Balladong. Oh, welcome.
Nice to meet
Lovely
you.
to have you.
We went there for a session and we're looking at doing some volunteer work.
We have bingo here twice a week. Come and call for us one week. You can come too. You're more than welcome.
I think you would appreciate the interaction.
Yeah, that'd be good.
Even I could probably give up some of the farming and, you know, come along.
Wow.
Yeah, I'll
be
support you.
great.
I'll support you, darling.
Since the program for dementia's been on in town, we've been training the staff at the shop, basically to be more aware of what their needs are and just making sure they're not doubling up on buying something when they have already purchased something.
We can help more people now that we know a lot more about what they need, especially in a small town. You know, we all have to look out for each other.
2 days a week now we have our dementia specific day centre called the Baronia Club. The participants have really enjoy being together, playing games, listening to music. These are people who would normally be sat at home on their own, isolated from everybody, and now they're here enjoying themselves.
You are my sunshine, my only sunshine.
Not only are the clients loving it, but the staff are loving it too.
I went to the Baronia Club because I was invited down there because it's got a lot of dementia patients. My first feelings was, hey, these people are quite advanced, and I just sat there and watched what they were doing, absorbing it, and felt that I wasn't ready for this.
I've got some reservations about it. I sit down there and I feel as though I'm out of place. I'm not ready for this.
I pulled myself out of going, which was a mistake.
Laurie, the reason that we called you today and asked you to come down to the centre was we'd love to still have you around, and we're wondering if you would like to be a volunteer here.
They want me back there, and even if I'm just as a volunteer, and I think that was a wonderful feeling on their part. It made me feel really special. It gave me a great uplift.
Would you volunteer in the Baronia Club as well?
Volunteer in the Baronia Club. Oh, you've got to give me a little badge with my name on.
Yes, definitely give you a badge.
Thank you.
12 months ago, I probably wouldn't have thought about asking Laurie to be a volunteer here. As the 12 months has progressed, we've realised that there are opportunities for people living with dementia to be a part of our volunteer group.
This volunteering has done a big thing for Laurie. I think he feels like he's worthwhile. Someone has seen him as being able to offer something. Sorry. It's been a journey for us. This has been really, really good for Laurie as well.
The school students came in from York School for the first time ever. I didn't expect the reaction that we got from the residents. They became animated, laughing, joking. They just thoroughly enjoyed it. One lady actually, that I've never heard speak in a sentence before, actually said she loved every minute of it. I mean, it was amazing. So it's broken down those barriers, and they can take that back to the school and tell other students so that they are happy to come in as well. So I think it's fantastic. And it's not just here, it's in the community as well.
I think it's really good being here, and we're learning a lot, and it's really good to put a smile on their faces and see they're having fun.
Great for the residents to have interaction with a younger person. It just brings something different out in them. They're happy, their cognitive abilities just flourish.
As soon as I get back to school, I'll tell all the pupils how good it was of an experience down here, and that they should come down as well.
I'd encourage all schools and all sectors of education to get involved. You're going to get tremendous outcomes out of it, and I think there's going to be no stopping us now.
It's the best experience we've had here for a long, long time. It was fabulous.
I'd like to see that there would be a quiet time or a quiet hour or a slow checkout, so that people with not just mental disabilities but perhaps physical disabilities as well can enjoy a quiet moment and not be overwhelmed.
I can't see the big nationals playing ball with that. Their staff are there employed to keep pumping people out the door with groceries and that. They can't afford to have a downtime. They're not aware of it. They're not aware of people with dementia. They're running a business, and they're a highly competitive business that they're in. They don't have time for that.
My name's Tom, and sorry,
I'm Doreen.
Laurie and Doreen. Nice to meet you.
We were taking up to Coles, do some shopping. Next now I'm talking to the manager of Coles.
Laurie has some dementia happening.
Yep, yep.
And it's more or less his frontal lobe, which is like personality changes and behavioural changes.
Oh, we actually are looking at training some team members in dealing with people with dementia.
Oh, that'd be wonderful.
Yeah.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, also we're always looking at doing something called the quiet hour, where we turn the music down.
Wow.
So,
I'll be a great fan of it. I will be a great fan of that, Tom. He's telling me they're getting on board this dementia program.
When Alzheimer's WA contacted me, it all made me think back to what Coles is doing already, and there's a program called the Quiet Hour.
I was taken aback by it because I thought, well, how can they do that?
What I've done is got some information up about that, and what we are in the future is looking to introduce that into the store. It's for 1 hour a week where we turn the music down, so people who find it hard to shop with loud music can find it more comfortable.
It'll be a much calmer environment.
Very calm environment for people to walk around, and there will be staff will be aware, which is immensely helpful to me.
Well, I feel I'm being very well supported now. I just can't believe the difference that such a small thing about having an hour for Laurie to go shopping on his own has made me feel that he's still got that independence. He's still able to go there and feel comfortable, and everyone's going to treat him with dignity and respect.
Thank you.
This is going to help him a lot. And we're just so lucky to be part of this program.
I'm trying to now get back into pushing myself to go into the main area of the town so that I'm not here all the time wondering what I'm going to do with myself, basically.
I was contacted by someone from Alzheimer's WA for classes that would be suitable for someone with short-term memory loss, and so I said, yes, I can do that for you.
We've decided to give this a go, and yeah, it's something we're doing together. Bird scooting is something we haven't done and are enjoying it.
Get that sort of interaction and fun and falling over occasionally.
Oh yeah, it's all,
it's all good.
All a learning experience.
Yeah. It's much better than being stuck at home, which is a really big thing.
Thank you very much for being my students. I appreciate teaching you. It's been a joy, and I really hope you keep up with it because you guys are fabulous.
Yeah.
Really.
You're great too. You're good for us.
Oh.
No, you're
Thank you. Oh, hush.
A big part of a decision making as to whether you leave Manjimup and go back to Perth. But I know this is where Laurie gets the best of his care and support from, and we're here for a reason.
No, Laurie, we're very appreciative of what you've actually done for us, especially in here in the committee. And
I'm now very excited through this program it's been put together by Alzheimer's WA. Francis, thank you very much for your kind thoughts. You just don't know how much I appreciate it, you know, and it makes my life so much easier. It's given me a broader look on life. I'm not trying to lock myself away so much. It's given me the view that I can see things that are happening out there. People are coming to me, giving me support, you know, that I didn't know was there before. It's a disease you thought you got, and you just become a recluse, and not anymore.
I think having it out there in the open now is probably makes you feel...
It makes me feel wonderful.
Whole again.
I feel excited about it now. I can go to the wellness centre and, you know, it's hello, 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 how are you, Laurie? It feels loved. It feels tremendous.
One thing that we've realised is small changes really can make a huge difference.
I think the outcomes from experienced by the Manjimup community will serve as a great guide for other communities.
Even though the pilot has finished, we as an organisation, along with the Shire and other organisations that have shown interest in the community, are really keen to keep this rolling.
It hasn't taken us a lot of energy, it hasn't really cost us any more money, it hasn't taken us any more time or anything to add a layer of dementia friendly to any of the works we do. So I can only recommend that all communities embrace all attempts to be dementia friendly.
It's so successful, it's so wonderful, and I want to be in York in 5 years' time just to see exactly where it's gone, because I think it's going to be even more amazing.
I would implore every council in WA to take up the dementia friendly challenge that's been set down by Alzheimer's WA, and they will be a much better community for it.
This program has been tremendous. It has got us involved in the community, something we would not have done. It has got Jane out of the house, and it has brought us closer together, which is great.
Yeah, it's been an emotional journey this last 12 months, knowing what's happening and what's been put together by the Alzheimer's Association of WA. It really is. Thank you.
I think the future looks really, really good, and hopefully that will stave off, all these little things will help stave off the decline, because he's being treated as a normal human being and keeping his mind active at the same time. It has been a big thing for us. And I know it's going to help a lot of other families as well.